Good morning. It is Hump Day, Wednesday, June 30th. I'm with Jacob Moore today. Heidi is off. We wish Heidi very well today. We will see Heidi tomorrow. Missing you, Mary. Missing you. Happy to have you with me.
Always good to be here in the morning.
Sports analyst, Jacob Moore, which I'm going to talk a little bit about. I think there's a hockey game.
It's just a little bit.
Just whatever. Jacob,
it's only the Stanley Cup Finals with a Canadian team in it.
That's right. And Jacob is
minor.
You're also a diehard Leaf fan, so
it's hurting a little bit.
It is hurting.
But
it stinks. It stinks.
We move on.
But we will move on. And we're going to move on to what's happening right now, Jacob. Breaking news from Dan Gray. Thank you so much, Dan, for sending us this so quickly. For commuters leaving town right now, Sault Fire Services is currently on scene on a fully involved car fire on Highway 17, just past the bend on the four-lane section going eastbound. So stay away from that area. As soon as we have an update, we are going to update you.
Hopefully everyone's okay.
Everything. Well, I hope so too. A fully engulfed car fire. But we also had a fire last night as well. I know, right? I mean, no, this was another car accident. Sorry, I saw the fire truck. My bad.
Either way, still not good.
I mean, it's still not good. No. So give you a quick update to that. Craig's also on vacation today.
He is.
So we are going to be throwing the weather a little bit later. Yeah, Craig, where are you? Craig and Heidi.
He took my sleeping schedule today.
Did Craig and Heidi go away?
They did.
Maybe they did. Okay, so yesterday what happened in the dinner hour, there was a collision and sent at least one person to the hospital. It caused a major slowdown in the East End. Are you in the East End?
You know what? That's a good question.
Okay. And a
I'd
question
say I'm
mark
central.
Back. Okay, central. Okay, we'll get into that later. Multiple emergency services units attended a call to what was originally reported as a four-vehicle collision. Upon arrival in the pouring rain at Boundary Road and Chambers Avenue, they found two vehicles involved, including one which had taken at a light standard south of the intersection. It appeared as though everyone was out of the vehicle okay, although they did witness at least one ambulance leave the scene with someone on board. So we wish them well. We hope everything is okay. The cause of the collision is currently under investigation. The extent of injuries is unknown. Boundary Road south of the intersection remained closed for a while as PUC work to repair the downed light standard. So that is your two quick updates that we want to let you know. But just again, right now, currently going out of Highway 17 eastbound lanes, there is a fully involved fire. So
I'm going to say avoid that highway, but I guess there's no real way to avoid that highway if you need to use it. But
well, I guess if you got to go, you got to go.
I guess there's Highway 17B.
Yes,
yeah.
There you
go.
So
try to avoid the area if possible.
That's
obviously.
Right. Just avoid. Just stay home. Anyways.
Watch First Local.
Thank you for joining us.
No
now we are going to remind you that on Canada Day, which is tomorrow, we will be operating and running our show. And having our sports tomorrow as well. So we will not be here Friday, July the 2nd, but we'll be back to you the following Monday on the 5th. It's payday, so that's good.
Woo!
Woohoo, payday. Okay, so what do you have for us this morning?
So I have about a community living and local business awards.
Okay.
So obviously they had to do it virtually this year due to COVID-19 restrictions. And it has been a challenge in general living with day-to-day COVID. But the community living Algoma was happy that they were still able to go on with this, and we have a statement from them saying, "We are very proud to have navigated through the pandemic that none of us fully understood or experienced previously to watch the growth of innovation, creation and commitment, that has created an environment of positive energy at CLA."
Okay.
Who could have imagined back in 2020 that the pandemic would still be the front and center of our lives in our country and the world in June of 2021?
Absolutely.
So this was just that, and
okay. So Community Living Algoma, and we say hello to everybody there, especially Leslie Wilson. If you're watching, good morning, Leslie, and thank you for sending us that update on Community Living Algoma. Great organization.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, there was a lot of ministers. There have been a lot of ministers coming out and speaking every day. And just on that note, Minister Clark, and member of provincial parliament, he's the municipal affairs minister, and he is going to be making remarks at 9 a.m. today. Doesn't really say what we're going through, but he is going to make some type of announcement from Peterborough Kawartha. So we will try and have some information on you for that.
But and you know why it's 9 a.m.? She's
Why?
watching First Local from 8 to 9.
Well, of course, you had to watch the rest of 8 and 9 a.m. But I know, Jacob, we were going to talk a little bit about the O. Finally, we have a date for the OHL starting.
Which is fantastic.
Why don't we start with that?
So we know now, obviously we didn't have a season last year due to COVID-19. Well, now we finally do. So it's going to be a normal 68 game season with their home opener being October the 8th, which is some very exciting news. One thing too, this is the Greyhounds' 50th anniversary season.
Yeah.
So that's really cool. Another really cool note that I found about this, so this time there will be 6 double headers at home. Meaning, so they're going to have these mini homestands, sort of like what you'd normally see in baseball, but we're going to get it here with the North Bay Battalion, Guelph Storm, Windsor Spitfires, Sarnia Sting, London Knights, and Kitchener Rangers. Okay. So that's a really cool one as well. Those homestands are going to be a lot of fun. But speaking of home and stands and fans,
yes,
the Greyhounds have not released yet if they will be able to sell tickets. So we don't know, due to the COVID-19 restrictions, if they're going to be allowed to have fans in. I feel with that, we're not going to find out till probably more towards the start of the season.
Okay.
As they don't want to start selling tickets now and be like, just kidding. So
I hope we have a season this year.
Well, I mean, we're definitely having the
To
season.
sell
It's
tickets
just
and that, to have butts in the seats.
let's hope. I mean, I feel like, again, the more people are getting vaccinated, as we're seeing in the States, although they're having some problems with the new variants that we'll get into that later.
Yes, they are.
That we should hopefully be able to have fans in the stands. It's just Ontario does have the strictest restrictions in North America when it comes to especially sporting events.
Okay, all right, cool. Well, we're going to bust to a commercial shortly, but before we do, I just want to talk to you. Yesterday, there was another announcement by the Honorable Mélanie Joly, who is the Minister of Economic Development and Official Languages. They are going to be investing a lot of money. So since March 2020, Canadians' access to the arts, cultural heritage, sporting events has been obviously defunct because of COVID-19 and haven't been able to get there. These events experiences, they're all big for Canadians, you know, like our concerts, like I said, going to the sporting events, watching our Leafs. Just a moment of silence for the Leafs there. Anyways, Canadians are seeking opportunities to safely return in the reopening plan to return to cultural and sporting activities. Now, I do understand in Toronto, they are running the Toronto International Film Festival, otherwise known as TIFF, in September, so that's good news. So they are going to invest $200 million over 2 years to keep major recurring Canadian festivals and events alive and help them to adapt to our new norms, we can call it that. So the reopening fund is part of the Government of Canada's strategy to support festivals, and it was included in part of the budget, federal budget of 2021. Canada committed another $1.9 billion to help support the arts sector as well. So that is really good news and announced yesterday. So, okay, we're going to cut to a commercial shortly, but I just want to let everybody know. So today we're going to talk about, we want to talk a little bit about how Ontario is entering, hey, step 2 tomorrow. Woo! And then we've got 21 days from that to enter step 3. But the Ford government is saying, or the provincial government is saying, we might be able to open up to expedite that opening too. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I've got some coverage from the City Council that I looked into a little bit. Awesome. And later in the show, we're going to honor and mention a great little 8-year-old named Ewan, who is doing something very awesome for Terry Fox Run this weekend. You won't believe it. This kid is amazing. And yeah, I can't wait to share his picture and talk about it. So don't go anywhere. You neither. Okay, you're staying right there. Stay put. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
First Local, supported by Gary Chervinsky, Exit Realty, Lake Superior. Buying a home is a big decision, so is choosing the right agent. Call Gary Chervinsky, broker at Exit Realty, Lake Superior, 705-257-5432.
Always stay humble and kind. Don't expect a free ride from no one. Don't hold a grudge or a chip, and here's why. Bitterness keeps you from flying. Always stay humble and kind. Yeah.
Loss is something that never leaves you. Donate $45 today to help victims of impaired driving. A message from Mad Canada.
Where's Tommy?
I thought he was with you.
No.
Jack!
Tommy? Don't stop. Keep playing. Here we go. Here's the fun part.
Encouragement. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life.
Where's Tommy?
I thought he was with you.
No.
Jack!
Well, good morning. We are back on this fine Tuesday, June 30th, or Wednesday, hump day, June 30th. It is the last day of June already. We are halfway through the year.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? It feels like, we just started the year, and I mean, every day kind of blends in to be the same day now these days.
It
Said days a
absolutely
lot
does.
in that sentence.
But in saying that, like I said, tomorrow the city, we're going to start going to step 2. So
Which is fantastic.
Yes, hello, we can go shopping
And you know what? I remember maybe I will get that perm that I said the last time I was on the show.
we were talking
'Cause,
about, haircuts are
I know.
definitely a need in my house.
It's a little bit of a
as well.
need, but I mean, obviously the health and safety of people is way more important than
than Jacob's haircut.
okay, not way more important, just a little bit.
Okay, so let's talk about the Sault Area Hospital Foundation.
So
They had this great draw. Sorry, go ahead, tell everybody.
I am sorry.
Go ahead, tell me what's going
So
on.
on June 26th at 7 p.m., the Sault Area Hospital Foundation staff conducted a five-car draw, which is awesome. I mean, who wouldn't want a free car?
I need a car.
I don't have enough cars.
You have a car, and you get a car.
I could always use more cars. It means more mods. But let's go over some of these winners.
Okay.
So we have Keegan, sorry if I'm mispronouncing your last name, Bessonuni from Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, who has the choice of a Honda CRV or a Hyundai Tucson all-wheel drive or 25 grand. We also have our second winner from London, Ontario, Vicky Wilson, who has the choice between a GMC Terrain or a Toyota RAV4 hybrid. I mean, with these gas prices, you might want to go with that hybrid.
This is a good point.
Then for our third, we have Emilio from Sault Ste. Marie, who we're heading back over to some KDM with either a Hyundai Santa Fe or Ford Bronco. Really like the Ford Bronco, really cool car.
Right.
Or 35 grand.
Yes.
Our fourth grand prize is from Prince Township. Could either win either the Chevy Colorado, the Honda Passport, or 50 grand. No, Passport's not going to do any good. You can't go across the border right now.
You can't go anywhere with that passport.
See?
Where's that can?
Aren't we just so funny? And last but certainly not least, you could either win the Toyota 4Runner or a Ford F-150 Super Crew. I know which one producer Mike would be taking.
Yes, he would be
going for that.
Yes, absolutely.
But
Of course.
Well, of course he says.
Now, you see, I'm not a truck guy myself. I'm more for those small, compact vehicles because, fuel efficiency.
You know what I am, Jacob? I'm down
feet
for
and
any
heartbeat?
type of car that would have been free through a draw.
Jacob, guess what? The only thing about not having a truck is when you need a truck,
Well, that's...
and to put stuff in the back, you can't do it in your vehicle.
Yeah, but that's when we call you to help.
Yeah, that's what, you know what? Mike's such a great guy. If anyone needs help moving,
Right?
give him a call.
That's right.
And hey, my brother's got a Tahoe. What more do you need?
Right, and good morning, Dan Moore. Okay, so yesterday, Sault Fire Services recognized 5 firefighters in our city, and we really want to highlight them as well for their actions involved in saving the life of an individual in a residential fire that happened back on April the 25th. So here you go. Here you see our awesome firefighters who are recognized. Captain Jason Dermenko, Captain Steve Foster, firefighter Aiden Wright, firefighter Brandon Hayes, Vince Caputo, each received a fire chief citation presented by the chief, Peter Johnson, and the senior management team. The Sault Fire Services go on to say they're very proud of their firefighters and the work they do here to keep our community safe. And I think that, we will just echo that comment as 100%. Well, and everything that they do. I know from something that Dan posted yesterday with regards to City Council that's unrelated, but 30 fires they have fought since January 2021. So
They're doing a great job of keeping us safe.
And I personally have a very big thank you to the Sioux Fire Services, fires and paramedics. So that would happen yesterday. Awesome people in our community. Keep it up.
Speaking of community,
over to you, Jakob. Yes.
Over to me. We need a talking stick that we
Yes.
can throw around.
Yeah, we could do that.
But so the applications for the Mayor Youth Council has started.
Oh.
So the Mayor Youth Council is looking for young people who are passionate about making a difference in Sault Ste. Marie. To serve council, youth must be between the ages of 14 and 24. Call it, you just missed it.
Oh, damn.
And reside to enroll in a
Jacob.
secondary or post-secondary school in Sault Ste. Marie, which is where we are.
Wow. That makes sense, doesn't
Any
it?
youths under the age of 18 will obviously need parent or guardian consent to apply. This provides a meaningful opportunity for the community plus the youth to work together, according to our mayor, Christian Propenzano. He has a really cool last name, actually.
You like that name?
I do. Propenzano. He's also saying how he's enjoyed watching this program grow since the launch in 2014, and he really wants to recognize the community for being a part of this and making this work. So if this is something you're more interested in, make sure you know what great website, Sioux Online. I'm pretty sure we all work there.
Oh yes,
maybe.
I do know.
Fingers crossed.
I have heard of the Sioux Online beautiful business.
So that's just an awesome thing they're working on there. I think it's great to get the youth more involved with their town. I think especially when people,
for sure.
say there's things they want changes made to their city. Well, here's a chance where you can be a part of the change.
Well, there you go. Be a part of the change, everybody. Okay, so like I said, we will be throwing to some weather. Craig is off. He is on vacay. And
bed.
Heidi is off today.
Well, he's not in
as
bed
well.
right now. Of course, he's watching
He
First
might
Local.
be. What are you doing, Craig? Maybe he's walking that beautiful lily. Okay, I'm going to attempt to do this as good as Heidi. I can't do it as good as Heidi, so I'm just going to update you on some COVID numbers. But yesterday was another great day for the province. They were reporting 299 new COVID-19 cases with 25 deaths yesterday. However, those numbers are a little skewed because they're picking up numbers I think 2 months ago.
Yes.
The Minister's Health Office said due to a data review and cleanup from the Toronto Public Health, there was more from 2020. So there are also 19 deaths from 2020 were included in that number of 25 deaths yesterday. So you know what? Let's look around the province. There were 28,000 tests completed yesterday, which is amazing. 130 new cases in Toronto.
That's not too bad.
Not at all. 10 in Durham, 10 in Niagara. Hamilton didn't make the list, so that's great. And there were 371 resolved cases. Now,
That's key.
It is. Now, I did tell you yesterday about how Dr. Teresa Tam, who's the health our health doctor for the country, she announced some,
Information about vaccination and what you
infograph,
can
if you
do
will.
and what you can't do.
An infograph, if you will. Right. So if you're temporarily, partially vaccinated, not vaccinated, or fully vaccinated, it's coming down to where you don't have to wear the mask, especially if you are fully vaccinated.
Which will be nice.
It will be nice. But you have a story about that Delta variant, do you
I do.
not? Can we skip to that quickly while we're doing that? Or
can.
did I just put you on the spot?
You
So
did, but that is
basically,
A-okay.
I will fill in the hole right here. So basically what they're saying is in Florida, they are asking them to start wearing masks regardless, and perhaps I didn't get that to you, but
Well, and then they're also just saying how with this new Delta variants, they've seen it in other countries, especially in the UK, where even though the new variant is here and they've been vaccinated, they're saying that it's not necessarily working. Now, mind you, experts are saying that the Pfizer and the Moderna, so I'll repeat that again, the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccine seem to have a very strong chance of combating all variants, including this new Delta variant. But I feel this is why America doesn't have the same vaccination rates as Canada. First, they were ahead of us. Now they've actually slipped in some states. It really just depends on what state you're looking at. So unfortunately, they might have to take those restrictions and put them back. So let's hope not. No, let's hope for our neighbors.
It does affect us because once those borders do open, and that again will be addressed on July 21st. We were supposed to open on June 21st, but as you know, it got axed on July 21st.
And I think with that variance in the States starting to really become bigger and bigger, the opening of the borders becoming less and less likely.
Yes, I know.
But hopefully America can get that back under control with Dr. Fauci and all of them.
That's right.
They also have a pretty strong team there.
Yes, they
But
do.
Speaking of a strong team, we're a strong team.
We are a strong
And you know what? You're part of the team too for watching. So watch some sponsor boards, find out who supports us just like you, and we'll be right back.
Awesome sauce.
First Local. Supported by Maker North. 3D printing, laser cutting, 3D design, education, prototyping, and more. Maker North, whatever it takes.
Welcome back to First Local. No idea why I waved like this, but that is A-okay.
Just because you're friendly.
Yeah, thank you.
You're
I'm
welcome.
weird and friendly. But you know what? Speaking of friendly,
Yes.
our friend, Father Nature, is off, but that doesn't mean we don't have weather for you. So let's see. Craig, did you take a good few days, or are you going to need your umbrella?
Oh no, producer Mike did the weather this morning.
So Mike did the sniff me, but make sure you stay 6 feet away from me.
Jacob, I could say the sun's going to be out here and there, but I'm not a good weatherman. So
Well, let's find out if the
Find
sun
out.
is coming out tomorrow or not. What's the weather showing? Thank you. Oh, I
Why did
miss
I wave again?
Craigers. I don't know, because you're friendly. I
You
said
know
that
what?
already.
Maybe that's the slide transition that our fancy producer Mike's puts in. Maybe that's me just going.
Well, wonderful job, Mike. Thank you very much for doing that for us this morning and being Craig. But we do miss you, Craig. Just to let you know again, if you've missed it and just tuning in now, Sioux Fire Services is currently on scene of a fully engulfed car fire on Highway 17, just past that bend on that 4-lane section going eastbound. Stay away from the area. As soon as it's open, we'll let you know. Okay, speaking of open, tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Actually, it's today. What am I even talking about today?
Today was yesterday's
Oh
tomorrow.
my God, call it. Anyways, some Ontarians in COVID-19 hot spots who hadn't had the opportunity to get a haircut since the fall, like we were talking about. Guess what? You can go get your hair did, because today they're opening into step 2. Dr. Kieran Moore, who is the new doctor that took place for Dr. Williams.
Good last name.
Kieran Moore, it is, and Kieran is a beautiful name too. Moore replaced Dr. David Williams on Saturday after working alongside him. I feel like he's kind of getting the better end of the stick on this deal. You know what I mean?
would say so.
I mean, poor
Dr. Williams,
Yep,
he
Dr.
really had some really tough waters to work through.
He did. So now he's stepping into step 2 when things are opening, but that's okay. So most of Ontario will go into step 2 today.
Big step.
As of Sunday, more than 76% of Ontario adults were vaccinated.
Which we've been crushing the goals.
Absolutely, and they wanted to hit that 75% marker, so that's why they've accelerated. And then the opening date, originally it was supposed to be July the 5th, now it is June 30th. So,
which that's been because people have been, they've been getting vaccinated, they're taking precautions, and because of that, we're able to open and hopefully, fingers crossed, stay open.
yeah, for sure.
Please.
Okay, do you have a story about the fire services boat that operates in the winter? But not in the summer?
Yeah, so that really confused me.
Absolutely.
So-
That's what you're seeing on Let's Face right now. It's utter confusion.
So if it's summertime for the Sault Fire Services, the airboat isn't on call
Yeah.
for these situations, according to the Public Relations Office. The
Okay.
Sault boat, which is available for call service in the past, doesn't run in the summer. It's a boat, but I mean, whatever floats your boat. So we do not have a summer operations vessel. This is
Oh, there
speaking
we
from the
go.
fire department's
Thanks,
perspective.
Mike.
Oh, that is such a cool boat. Sorry, it's my first time seeing the boat. Okay.
First time
The
seeing
initial
it. Oh.
request goes. The initial request goes,
Yeah.
but we're just seeing if this boat can be used, which it cannot. The statement from Sault Online, they decided to either deploy themselves into the auxiliary coast for Sault Ste. Marie Search, Fire and Rescue. They could also request support from the United States Coast Guard. So what's that basically saying is, even though we don't have a boat, so no T-Pain, no Lonely Island singing them on a boat, but we still can get some help, at least if we need boat service. But I was still very confused, and still am a little confused when I hear boat and winter, because that doesn't go to.
Yeah,
We should get a boat.
that's it. Oh, should we?
Yes.
Maybe if there's one of those up in
And see, the
garage
good
with
thing
prize.
is, because Mike's got a truck, he
Yeah.
can tow
There
us
we
on the
go.
boat,
See?
and
That's-
then he can come back to work.
Who needs a truck when you've got a producer Mike, right?
Exactly.
All right. Monday night, City Council, and we are streaming City Council live now
We
to
are.
Facebook. So thank
And
you.
our channel as well on our website.
Thank you very much.
And to Roku.
You're absolutely correct.
I love the word Roku.
Roku, isn't it Roku?
I thought it was
Ruku. We'll go with Roku.
We'll go with Cuckoo, because that's me.
You're cuckoo for the Roku. So City Council meeting, Mayor Christian Provenzano disclosed that he had a few discussions already with the police chief, who is Hugh Stevenson, about moving police headquarters from its current location of Second Line to the downtown core, because that is where most of the services are required. Provenzano confirmed that the local police services board is interested in leaving its existing building on Second Line. It was an issue that was raised by Councillor Matthew Shoemaker, saying it's widely believed that most calls, like I said, for police are in fact in the downtown area. So this would make arrival times, and I guess it's more central too. I mean, let's not just talk about where the crime is occurring, but perhaps it's more central to where it is currently. So they also discussed a splash pad. So if you, I know you don't have any offspring as of yet.
Me as
But
a father, that'd be
doesn't
interesting.
mean you don't go to splash pads and have fun. But at Bellevue Park, we have that beautiful splash pad there.
It's awesome.
So a couple of councillors on Councillor Gardy and Councillor Bruni discussed or brought to the table that, you know what, let's try and upgrade the parks in the West End instead of us in the West End. Like me, I'm a West Ender. Proud to be a West Ender. Don't have to go all the way to Queen Street. These are hit Bellevue Park. So they're looking at areas in which they can build this splash pad. Elliott and Lennox were the two parks that were discussed during the meeting as well.
What's nice too is, as you said too, for someone like yourself and parents who don't have a vehicle, trying to get their kids across town to enjoy the splash pad is
Yeah.
a bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
So I think that's great that they're opening, that they're going to put one in the west end of town.
Absolutely.
Which I'm still trying to figure out what end I'm in.
Oh, well, yeah, pull up a map of that maybe. And one of the major things that was discussed on Monday night's council was the new downtown safety plan. They were asked to bring this to the table a couple years ago. It's brought to the table now. A lot of information, a lot of recommendations were brought to the table. But what they realized is in order to clean up the downtown core, it's not just municipal funding required to do so, because we've got a few federal or some government laws, like Bill C-75 is one of them. Mental health and drug addictions is definitely an area in which the city needs to focus, and they did discuss that as one of the areas which to clean up to help with the downtown core. Yeah, it should be number one on their list.
It really should be.
And the other one is foot traffic caused from the pandemic and the lack of foot traffic to the businesses. So those are three things. Now, the new downtown safety plan was approved by council, so we'll talk a little bit more about that. Several other items that will be posted on the website.
Another great website, Sue Online.
Right, SueOnline.com. So when we come back, we're going to go through some social media. We're going to update you on some stories that if you missed at the top of the hour. And we're going to talk about a super 8-year-old named Super Super UN. So we'll come right back after this break. Don't go anywhere. You won't want to miss that story.
First Local, supported by Nogda Windeman Family and Community Services. Be an alternative care parent. A child needs you.
The Canadian Council of the Blind has been improving the lives of those with vision loss for over 70 years. With more than 65 chapters across Canada, it is the largest membership-based organization of the blind. People of all ages dealing with vision loss can join and participate in sports and recreation activities, technology training and assistance, peer support groups, and advocacy programs. For more information, visit ccbnational.net or call 1-877-304-0968.
When I found out I had cancer, it was the hardest day of my life. But life is bigger than cancer.
Good morning. Welcome back to this fine hump day. It is Wednesday, June the 30th, your very last day.
Of June.
Tons of rain last night. And I don't know, it was coupled with early mornings and gray skies, but I had a heck of an afternoon nap after work yesterday. Not gonna lie.
You know what? So did I, because it was more of a evening nap.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't you work till 6? Did you have a nap at work?
No, I did not have a nap at work. Bruce, if you're watching, I don't sleep at work.
Well, it is 8:30, and what we do at 8:30 is talk about those number one stories in case you missed it at 8 a.m. when we started the show. Wanted to let you know, we just received this in from Dan. Thanks, Dan. The Highway 17 is now open. OPP just opened it. It was closed up until now due to a fire of an fully involved car going eastbound just around the lane where the four lanes occur. So, if you're traveling that way, lanes are open, and we will bring you more on that story. What's your top story you want to refresh?
Mine, you know me, I'm the sports guy.
You
so
are
my top story is the Ontario Hockey League announced their full schedule, including the Greyhounds home opener.
Woo-woo.
They announced that we're going to be having some double headers with the Greyhounds. Our home opener is going to be against the North Bay Battalion, which is the Battle of Northern Ontario, which is absolutely awesome. I think it's a perfect way to start off the season.
Okay.
So really looking forward, not forwarding. Forwarding's an email, and I am not an email. If you are looking for more information on that, please head over to, and again, great website, siouxonline.com. And I have an article posted about that. So that's fantastic. And remember to stay locked to us again for all your sports news and weather.
Yes, absolutely. And we do have our 705 Sports. Just to remind you, we will not be in the studio on Friday, July 2nd. We will be here tomorrow, Thursday, July 1st. And so the 705 Sports, which airs at 4 o'clock. Are we airing at 4 tomorrow or Friday?
Yes.
Yes.
4 tomorrow.
Yes. The answer is
I
yes.
gave you yes to both.
Yes.
Though.
I'm like,
4 p.m. tomorrow at Thursday.
Okay, I don't know if you watched the show yesterday, which you probably should have, because if you didn't, you're going to get a little smack. But anyways, we had a lot of updates with regards to what happened in the city over the weekends, finding weapons in the sewer system, sewer water main systems, throwing them down, an arsonist.
Maybe it was just the Mutant Ninja Turtles.
It was, they were having pizza down there?
Yes.
Okay, well, there was another one that came in late in that day. It was about a man uttering some threats. So on June 27th, officers with patrol services charged Jordan Myron, who is 25 years of age, with assault with a weapon. It is alleged that around 11 a.m., the accused approached a residence in the 100 block of Albert Street East. Thank you, Mike, for that amazing app map. At this time, he knocked on the door and repeatedly threatened the victim with an axe, then entered the home. At this time, the accused experienced a medical event and lost consciousness after entering the home with the axe. The victim called police, and officers quickly responded, along with EMS, clearly. The accused was taken to the hospital, where he was also arrested. He's charged with assault with a weapon, uttering threats, and being unlawfully in a dwelling. And he's going to face the big judge August 9th on that mistake. So. Judge Judy.
Which she has a new show.
Did you ever watch Night Court?
No.
Wow, I forgot our age difference there. Yeah, Night Court was a great show. Mike remembers it.
Oh, I'm sorry that I'm the spring chicken of on TV.
Anyway, spring chicken, what's your next story?
Well, my next story, I was trying to figure out a way I can get it to chickens, which I cannot. But If you want to get to Toronto, they are opening up bus routes again from here to Toronto. As the government put out a statement, as the province safely opens, our government is providing more transit options for Ontarians. Ontario Northland is resuming all regularly scheduled bus routes, that's a tongue twister, and added 2 new stops in Toronto.
Okay.
That the government is keeping track of this to make sure that this is still all safe. Bus passengers traveling to Toronto will now be able to stop at the Union Station and the bus terminal in King City.
That's at the 407.
Yes, which is fantastic.
Absolutely.
407 is very expensive though, so if you're driving, be careful.
Also, if you want to keep your sanity, the only way to drive when you trust me,
Trust me.
I've lived it. Oh yeah, both of us.
I used to commute to the airport every day.
Did you?
Area. Yeah, when I used to, where I worked as an event technician.
Well, I was going from Hamilton to Mississauga, so.
Oh, that drive actually sucks. But, you know, if you don't want to do the drive, take the bus.
Yeah.
So, which is great to see that they're improving transportation options for people in Northern Ontario, which they're saying has always been a priority for the government. Today, the update is just, you know, making sure that everyone knows what's going on with the buses. So that's good news to see, because that's one thing when these buses haven't been going, it's really tough if people do need to get to Toronto.
Yeah.
Because, like, it's not like it is down south where there's so many options for travel. Here, there is just not as many.
The subway system was part of my life for many years.
I've never been on a subway, fun fact.
Come off it. You are from Barrie and you've never been
Come
on
off,
a
you want me to go?
subway?
Okay. Sorry guys, call it, tell me to leave.
No, my commute was, the train or driving from Hamilton to Oakville, train from Oakville to Union, and then a subway to Jarvis and Church.
See, I was either commuting to
Planes, trains, and automobiles all by 8 a.m.
400 to Jane area, or when I went to school at Seneca at York.
Yeah.
Then I was either commuting to Markham for work, did not enjoy getting to Markham for 6 a.m. every day from Barrie.
No, Markham is
or the airport. So, like, realistically,
that's why we moved to Northern Ontario, bottom
literally,
line.
because, like, you know, if for anyone who hasn't done the commuting life, it's a struggle.
Well, you know what, Jacob, no matter where you go these days in Ontario and in other parts of the country and other parts of the world, racism is still very prevalent. So yesterday, the Minister of Education, Stephen Lecce, he spoke out about this and specifically spoke out about Islamophobia. As you do remember, there was the incident that happened in London, the disgusting incident that happened in London a few weeks back, where a grandmother, a mother, a father, and a daughter all perished in a deliberate attempt to a hit and run. And the little boy Fayez, who is 9, is now living with family members. So yesterday, the Minister Lecce spoke out about Islamophobia in schools, and it's part of the reopening plan for September for when children go back, and it's a support system for anti-Muslim hate, for not just for the children in the schools going back and talking about it, but also for the families who have suffered what they have suffered. So funding will be provided for initiatives to support Muslim students and families with an emphasis on enhancing resources and training for educators, targeted supports, and whatnot. So that was announced yesterday as part of the Safe Return to Class Fund. Ontario government is providing $225,000 to the Association of Muslims of Canada to create these digital resources. Now, again, we are going to cut to a commercial break shortly. I think you've got one more story before we do so, but I do want to say that we will be proudly wearing orange tomorrow for Canada Day, or July 1st. And we are going to talk about a little bit about what's going across our country tomorrow, as typically July the 1st is Canada Day. But we will be wearing orange in support of all First Nation communities.
Because it is important to show support, especially in these trying times for the Indigenous community.
Yeah, the things, yes. Anyways, we will get back to that commercial. Now, what do you have for us before we throw to another commercial break?
So we have the Algoma District Board does not make a comment regarding the Indigenous partners.
Yes.
So of the recent event of the 751 unmarked graves found at a former residential school in Saskatchewan and other unmarked graves being discovered, residential school sites across Canada over the past few weeks have brought attention to it in general.
Yeah.
And just looking like they haven't made a comment just yet.
That's
so
right.
We'll just have to.
Okay, great. They're just showing their support. And like you said, we rally together, and that is great. So again, tomorrow we will be wearing orange in support of this. Okay, when we come back, we are going to touch upon some some new interactive online resources teaching students about trees and rights in our country, which is about time. It should be in our school books. It should be in our schooling system. Anyway, so let us know what our Canadian history is. So when we come back, we're going to dive into that. But first, we're going to hit social media. We'll be right back. Go get a coffee. You got, what, a minute? Minute and a half? Yeah. Go get a coffee.
First Local, supported by James Seaton, Mortgage Specialist. Your new home doesn't come with mortgage advice. I do. Call James Seaton Mortgage Specialist, RBC 705-975-1519.
Is going to a party really worth it? Putting yourself at risk puts everyone at risk. Help limit the spread of COVID-19. Every time you wear a mask, remember, it's so one day we can all go back to doing this and this. Every time you wash your hands, remember that eventually it'll all be worth it for them and them. Every time you hang out here, remember that at some point we'll all be able to get together here, and here. Protect yourself and others from COVID-19. A message from the Government of Canada.
Why am I waving?
I don't know. Just
you know
wait,
what?
though. Go
Welcome
with
back to First Local.
You're animated. What are you going to do? It's fine.
If someone wants to animate me, actually, that'd be really cool. But welcome back.
Into a Simpsons.
Hope you're having an awesome morning. If I'm Simpsons, I'd be just going like every time I make a little goofy, just go dope.
I knew you were going to say that.
Well, welcome back. I hope you're enjoying this kind of wet morning, but overall still pretty good. Probably one of the better days we've had all week.
Yeah.
Which can't complain about that, but what we can complain about is a burning vehicle found in the west end of Sudbury with human remains inside.
I know.
Ugh.
I heard. I know.
Kind of creeps me out. Ontario Provincial Police are investigating after a burning vehicle in the west end of Sudbury was discovered to have human remains inside. Officers and members of the fire department were called on the fire about 5 kilometers north of Highway 17 on Sunday.
Okay.
The identity of the person in the vehicle has not been confirmed. The Ontario Fire Marshal and Office of Chief Coroner of Ontario Forensic Pathological Services are investigating. That's a long sentence. Yeah. Along with several OPP specialty units. Authorities say there will be a large police presence in the area. That was on Sunday, so hopefully by now there's, not a large police presence in the area.
Yeah.
But I mean,
yeah, you're right.
Either way, that's pretty creepy to think about that. Hopefully they can find out who that is in the vehicle, because I can only imagine what it'll be like for the family.
Oh, horrible for the family. And just speaking about that off the cuff of my head, it just reminded me that the Florida building that collapsed in near Miami, there were Canadians that were involved in that, and they are taking DNA samples from family members in order to mark the remains of the bodies that they found.
So that was a crazy situation too. Like I was reading about it where I said they heard that building, they were notified about the issues a couple years ago.
A couple years ago.
That's
when you're not using your money for infrastructure dollars smart at all.
And that's just something too, they were basically taking money as a more important thing than lives, which is a very big problem.
Which was also a bit of a problem in Elliott Lake. Remember when that happened, when the mall collapsed too in the roof? Yeah, so these things happen. So that's an awful story also. Okay, one more story, and then we're going to bust into some social media. If you want to pull that up while I'm doing that, that was inconspicuous. I didn't really ask them. Anyway, Garden River Chief urges community to wear orange, stand in solidarity with Indigenous people tomorrow, July the 1st. And like I said, we are doing that here at On TV for sure. Chief Andy Rickard acknowledged the recent residential school burial site discoveries in Saskatchewan and British Columbia, as well as the government the provincial government offering up $10 million for any residential school here to safely check the burial sites and to remove and find out if there are any if there are further burial sites that need to be looked into here in Ontario. So on July the 1st, Canadians will celebrate 150 years of Confederation in the creation of Canada. But for Anishinaabe people, they will join their brothers and sisters across Turtle Island as a day of mourning and a tribute to the thousands of children who never returned home when they were taken from their homes to attend these residential schools. So they are asking that on July 1st, because every child matters, that we wear orange. In addition to the shirts, they're encouraging people and allies to stand with us on this day. This National Day of Tragedy is a strong signal that transformative change is required across the nation. So I encourage you to also wear orange and white tomorrow. Okay. Before we hit social media, can I just talk a little bit about an amazing little boy?
Yes, you can.
Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Have a nice day, man.
Okay, his mom, Kelly, with whom I love and adore, as well as her parents, Denise and Tommy, and their brother, Tom, have an amazing little grandson, son, and nephew named Ewan. Ewan, last year, he was 7 last year, and this is Ewan here on his bicycle. He's super cute. So last year, Ewan said, you know what? He learned about Terry Fox at school, and he's such a smart kid that he says, Mom, I want to do something. So he rode 70 kilometers last year because he was 7. So guess what he's doing this year? Because he's 8.
80 kilometers.
80K on his bike to raise money for Terry Fox. He is also a Terry Fox ambassador.
That's awesome.
At 8 years old. He hopes to, so far he's already raised $1,500. I know we have that link. We have that link for Ewan to help him raise some money. If we have that, we will share that. And maybe we can just send a couple bucks. I mean, 80 kilometers with his little tiny legs. He's so cute, Ewan. And
I can drive 80 kilometers.
Yeah, well, he's been riding around to get others to register the ride too. But how about being an ambassador at 8 years old?
That again, and that's something when we talked about earlier. If you want change, be the change, right? And that's someone who wants to make a difference at 8.
Yes.
8.
Anyways,
7 plus 1.
Ewan, you're awesome. That's awesome. We are sending you support. We are going to share his link so that we can get some more money behind little Ewan's name. And I'm blowing kisses and hugs to you. Very, very, very awesome story. Do you want to do some social media?
I will. Of course, my phone decided to lock as soon as you said that.
The phone went into sleep mode, as I'm about to do at 9:01.
So we have Mark Jordan, who was the first one with a GMA, Good Morning Asteroids. Just kidding. Good morning, all.
Could be anything that day.
And I see Jim Whitty is trying to be witty.
Yes, Jim Whitty is very witty.
I accidentally bought too many art supplies. I'm having a extra stencil crisis. Stencil.
Where's that canned laughter when you need it?
Brad says, happy hump day.
Who does?
Brad.
And happy hump day, Brad.
Enika says, good morning, all. Steve Childs is going to try to confuse me.
Oh, he does.
With good morning, all.
Okay. This is
have a happy hump day.
There you go.
Look at that.
Bumper Stumper Jacob over here.
You know what it is? I had 3/4 of my large ice cap this morning, so like I got some caffeine going through the veins.
Don't you have like a head rush too, drinking like something cold very quickly? Did you get that?
Not really, no. I did not get a brain freeze today.
Okay, that's what it's called. I just had a brain freeze. I can't even think of what it was called, so apparently I just had a brain freeze. Who else is on social media this morning?
So we have good morning from Tony. We have good morning from Giselle Chikoski.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know. Some guy who talks in my ear. Oh, she is. That makes sense.
Morning, Giselle.
We have Carl Gray. Good morning. Mike Adams. Good morning. I see he's got a cup of coffee. I mean, you know what, Mike?
Yeah.
Bring me the coffee.
No, he can't. You know why?
Because he's bringing you the coffee.
He lives in Costa Rica.
Okay, first of all, you can send it by plane. If you send us some Costa Rican coffee beans,
I know.
That would be mint.
I got one better for mint. Remember that word? That's high school days. Wouldn't you rather go to Costa Rica and have the coffee instead of bringing the coffee to?
Okay, but you see, I'm working on it. Baby steps, Colette.
All right.
Okay,
fine.
Unlike our 8-year-old who can do biking steps.
80
That's still just
I told you
absolutely blowing my mind.
Walk right out of the control room and actually join you, Mike, in Costa Rica.
Well,
we could have Mike and Mike call it Mike and Ike's.
Yeah, there you go, Mike and Ike's. What else do we have on social media?
We have Dan as well, who said the same thing as you about the highway being open. Joseph saying good morning, everyone.
Mr. Bertrand, good
Marcel,
morning.
Good morning. Thank you for the updates and always being here to make us aware of what's going on here in the Sioux.
Oh, who said that?
That was Marcel. So
that's so nice.
Thank you very much to you as well for watching and putting up with me. I know that is a bit of a challenge.
Well, if you get between the mountains of two tracks, you're going to have to do a Heidi.
You know what, Heidi? I know you're watching. I'm good at pointing at the camera like you are, but I don't have the same cracks of land. See, it's not as good. But
Okay.
Debbie is doing good.
Debbie
She
did
wishes us a good morning
Thank you.
and happy vacation to Craig Huckerby.
I know. He deserves it. He works
He
so
does
hard.
deserve it. Craig is another one who is really the heart and soul of this place.
Yes.
So big shout out to Craig
Bring me back a gift, Craig.
from his house.
Wherever he goes on vacation. Is he going away anywhere?
I'm pretty
Let
sure
us
he's
know.
just chilling with his dog, which
Lily.
who doesn't want to chill with Lily? I mean, she is like
know.
the cutest
I know.
puppy.
I know.
If I was a puppy, though, come on, I would be the
What
cutest
else
puppy.
do you have for
But
social media?
That's all we have
That's
for
all
now.
she wrote,
but
folks.
we got to get to a commercial break to thank our
Awesome.
sponsors. So don't go anywhere, or if you do, just
Come back.
come
You only
back.
have a minute.
Baby, come back.
Baby,
we'll be
come
right
back.
back after this break.
First Local, supported by Need window coverings? Locally owned and operated, NAC completes window coverings from start to finish. Call or message us today to schedule your free quote and experience what NAC can do for you.
Is going to a party really worth it? Putting yourself at risk puts everyone at risk. Help limit the spread of COVID-19.
20 years ago, a little friend of ours got a lot of attention from Canadians. The idea of a tiny hippo that could actually be living in our homes got us talking about how easy it is to be fooled by what we see. Today, the internet is full of things that look just as real. In our digital world, we need to think smarter and double-check before we believe anything we see. Find out how at breakthefake.ca.
June 30th, it is hump day, last day of June. Okay, for our wonderful champion, Ewan, who is 8 years old, and if you missed it, cycling for Terry Fox fundraiser, 80 kilometers. There he is last year doing 70 kilometers
so
in 7.
awesome.
I love that he's got the horns out there, like with his fist, like, rock on.
Oh, like Saw, dude.
It's Saw, dude. It's so cool. So the link to get to this awesome little dude is Ewan right there. If you type in, he's a Terry's Trail Blazer. And let me make sure I got that right. Yeah, Terry's Tail Blazer, Ewan. So, and the Ewan is spelled a beautiful way, E-U-A-N. So please go and help him. He's at 1675. Let's get him some more up there.
And you know
80
what?
kilometers.
Again, and I personally love seeing, I feel weird saying the youth. I used to consider myself a youth, but that ship has sailed, unlike the fire safety boat. But I think it's just so awesome to see someone at that age who wants to take
He's
the
an
initiative.
ambassador at
And
8.
imagine when he's going to do it 9, 10.
I know, he's going to be amazing.
15.
Well, he already is amazing.
He already is amazing. So big shout out, because that's just, I'm really glad you brought us that story, because that's...
It came from my mom and our family friends. So there you go.
Hi, Colette's mom.
Hi, family friends.
And family friends.
Denise, Tommy, Kelly,
So-
Jason, and you.
And me.
And just go. Now it's your turn.
Okay, so there are some good news.
Okay.
Good news, everyone, for anyone who watches
excellent. I like
Futurama.
that. No.
There are some changes coming to the roadmap when it comes to long-term care. So they're saying that we're going into stage 2. They're going to be able to loosen some restrictions on
that's
long-term care,
great.
which is great because, as you know, it's been especially tough on our senior community as they
Yeah.
haven't been able to even leave at
Yes.
all. At least we do get to go to work and have some form of normality
Yeah.
when they're not even being able to have a lot of visitors. But now they can have, residents can have up to 10 people visit them outdoors. All residents have to general visitors at the door. Personal care can resume once again. Removing the limits on numbers of visitors to the home, meaning before there were only so many visitors they could have in the home at once. They are going to be permitting buffet and family style dining, which that'll be really nice because I know when my great grandma was in a retirement home, that was one thing that she really enjoyed was being able to go and just sit and have a meal with people, right?
Interact.
So, and interaction is so important. They can
it is.
also resume off-site excursions, meaning they can actually go somewhere, which is fantastic because you know what, these people really do need to be able to get out, get active again, and be able to feel like they're getting back to life.
Yeah. Okay, good. Thank
which
you
is
very
just
much.
fantastic to see.
Yeah, for sure.
And they can also resume activities such as singing.
Oh, that's nice. They could probably do that in daycares now too. You weren't allowed to sing or whistle. You had to speak, as Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said, moistly. I don't think his comms person wrote that. I think he just went he went rogue and said that without.
But that is fantastic news,
Yeah.
because again, like, these people, they need to be able to have some normal back into their life. And again, this is because everyone is doing their part.
Yeah,
which
absolutely.
is fantastic.
Okay, I have one more story for you, and then we're going to just wrap up with some sports. I don't have any factoids this morning.
I do have a factoid on sports, though.
Okay, you do. Okay, I mean, I just can't. It's like
In my cracks of land.
factoids are from my bestie Heidi, so we'll.
What am I, chopped liver?
We'll leave there. No, I'm sorry. No, I know, but here's a fact that I just made a fool of myself saying that. Anishinaabe Nation's new interactive online resources is teaching students about treaties and rights. I just want to touch on this very quickly because I feel it's very important. But a screen grab of the online educational resource launched by Anishinaabe Nation in Northern Ontario is to help learn about treaties, rights, and our history. So the Anishinaabe Nation in Northern Ontario has launched a new online program to help students learn more. There is a article posted to SiouxOnline.com.
Great website.
That's right. It's just the title is Anishinaabe Nation's new interactive online resources. Go there. There's a link at the bottom that you can take you right to this resource page, and let's educate and update our families. Okay.
Awesome.
Over to you for some sports, because yes, we are diehard Leaf fans. Yes, we cried when the Canadians came back and they made us, well, it was Mitch Marner's fault anyway. And now they're in the Stanley Cup final, so we are cheering for the Montreal Canadiens.
Indeed.
Support your Canadians. Plus, if you beat my team, you
better
better
win the
be
cup.
hoisting the cup.
Unless you're Boston. But
Unless you're Boston.
But I want to start off with a sports factoid.
Let's
Did
do
you
it.
know in the past 3 years, the team to lose the first game in the Cup finals won the Stanley Cup?
What? Say that again. Sorry.
So
say
the
it again.
first, so game one, whoever
Yeah.
won game one
Yeah.
did not win the Cup the last 3 years.
Ha, ha,
So which meaning for the Lightning, if history repeats itself, they might have just shot themselves in the foot. We have
Mm-hmm.
game 2 tonight. I expect Montreal to be playing a lot more aggressive.
Yeah.
I see their lines being a lot more assertive. I know Evans is reportedly coming out of the line, and Mary is going back on that fourth line. He couldn't play due to COVID-19 protocol before.
Right.
But let's see if the Montreal Canadiens can tie this series up. Carey Price will be on his game. That is a Jacob Moore guarantee.
Yes.
That
yes.
he will be on his game. That game is tonight at 8 o'clock. And also, too, a quick little note about Game 3 coming
Yeah.
in back to Montreal.
Do
The
tell.
Canadiens have put out a request to the Quebec Medical Officer of Health, like
Yeah.
kind of their Dr. Williams.
Yeah, yeah.
Or Dr. Moore now.
Yeah. Yeah.
About having 10,500 fans in the building versus 3,500.
I was just going to ask you, when they played the Leafs,
They had 2,500.
how many did they
Then
have?
they did 3,500 versus Vegas. Now they're trying to do 10,000,
Yeah.
which, you know what? That could be a game changer in this series. Montreal fans are very loud and proud.
If they're vaccinated, we got to get back to life, as,
So,
somewhat. So,
Fingers
yeah.
crossed there. But of course, I'm going to quickly also bring you some Leaf updates.
Okay.
Wayne Simmons signed a 2-year deal worth 1.8 million, so 900,000 per year. This is a move where the Leafs felt they wanted to keep a guy who was strong and physical, and another similar move to Jason Spezza
Okay.
on that contract-friendly
Awesome
cap.
sauce. We love our Simmons. So just quickly, when we talked about sports, I do know that Montreal has the most Stanley Cups. I do know that they're the only team that won its fifth consecutive years, and that fifth win came when they beat the Toronto Maple Leafs way back when. But anyways, enough of the Montreal Canadiens. Good luck tonight. Rick Fall is a very important person. He is from Sault Ste. Marie. He's ran from the Sioux, out west, back to the Sioux. There's a quick update for today into and out of Kenora today with great runner Faye, who ran in memory of Chloe. So we do have people participating when Rick is running through these communities. And we have some fantastic pictures of Rick going through Alberta and Saskatchewan, and we are going to share all that. He also has a wife named Colette, who's spelled the same way as mine. So, I mean, she's
Smart.
Yeah. Anyways, that was now that the run has brought us to Ontario, let's see how much more we can raise for Make-A-Wish Canada and childhood cancer. Please go to FALLORICK.com and click donate now for more information. He'll be coming into the Sioux very soon. We're going to have it. We're going to run with it. We're going to interview it. We're going to do a lot with Rick. On tvfirstlocal@gmail.com is the email that you see here as my very fancy Vanna White.
You're
the
way better
crust.
being Vanna than
Thank
I am.
you very much for being here today, Jacob. We
I'm gonna wave again.
appreciate it. You did an awesome job. And I'm saying have an awesome day to Ewan. You rock 80 kilometers.